Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Let's take a quick look here at Dog Whip Hat, see what's going on. Congrats to those who were able to get in when I recommended down in the 40 to 45 cent range. I'm even averaging in the low to mid 30s. So it's pretty nice to be able to have that kind of position open right now when it's going crazy. But we want to be realistic here too and just be mindful that, hey, what goes up must come down. When's that going to happen? We do have some indications here letting us know that a short-term reversal would make sense, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves either. I generally recommend, averaging either into your position as the price pulls back for spot bags, or if you're in a leverage play, adjusting your stop loss higher so you secure profits and walk away in the green. Don't get super greedy. I really don't think, even though I love this coin, I don't think we're going to see all-time highs for quite some time. We got a lot of barriers to break through first. So I'm just trying to be the voice of reason for you. Also note too, little statistic here. I say every a lot. About 90%, roughly 14 of the last 16 weekends have been red. Based on the simple fact that Friday closing on a green, if we see a green Friday, we generally will see a red Saturday or Sunday. And it's just kind of par for the course. So don't be remiss or surprised if the price pulls back here soon. If so, we're going to talk about key levels to consider adding to your position on the way back down if that were to happen. Now, having said all that, where are we at here for the moment? We're at 65 cents roughly. We see a majority of all liquidation here locally has been swept. So further upside is less likely. Because of that, there's just less incentive to push the price higher. But once again, there's less opposition too, so it can go higher faster. It's a really unique dynamic. But the key takeaway here is our liquidation delta is pretty high, at least for this coin. That's $250 million, roughly 250 million. It's a lot of liquidation, implying that people could get hit pretty hard if the price pulls back. Having said that, though, that also implies that there's sustainability and the odds of the price pulling back are lower because more people are buying right now. Okay, and as buying pressure increases, selling pressure needs to almost double in order to pull back. Keep in mind, selling pressure will instantly happen if we see Bitcoin retrace, and Bitcoin is in a unique place right now, kind of hanging out that 95K range, and if it continues higher, I think we're going to see this coin go way high. But if it goes sideways, for example, and down, which is more expected based on just statistical data on weekends being selling, more red pressure or selling pressure rather, more red weekends, then I would think that we're more likely to pull back. So quickly to note, open interest, these are kind of areas of support. This is where people are heaviest in their positions. 58, 60, 64, these are some areas here locally where we see a lot of interest. Even more so locally than there was at between 50 and 42 cents. So that's great because that implies sustainability in this area. So just keep in mind, we have a lot of support below us. If the price pulls back to the local high of around 58 cents, that would be a solid consideration to get in. So here's how it works. Generally speaking, when previous highs are broken, it's fairly common for them to be retested. Now, we haven't seen that retest yet because I was expecting earlier in the week this bull flag pattern to continue to play out. While it did still play out and it broke to the upside, it broke to the upside a lot quicker because Bitcoin's moving to the upside as well. Okay, so all that being said, what should have happened here and what didn't, all the more reason why it may still happen, is this previous high here of roughly 48 cents was never retested before the price took off. Okay. That generally implies that there's a gap in that range there, and that there's more propensity for this coin to fill that gap. Okay. Now the gap isn't like literally on the charts; it's just more of a literal thing. But it's that if you kind of run with that idea, you'll understand where I'm coming from here. Anyways, local highs retest as new lows. That hasn't happened twice in a row now, and I think it's due to occur in the relative near future. Okay, so I'll go ahead and remove my alert at 48 cents because that's when I was considering adding to my position or taking along, which didn't occur. But when we look at the daily time frame, we want to recognize really important stuff here. First of all, this coin's broken bullish roughly 4 days ago. We closed above the 20 and the 50-day SMA, which is roughly that 45 cent area. So this support range is still sustainable. Let me remove these fibs here for the moment just so you can kind of see. But the support range here is still relevant, okay? So if the price does pull back, I think it's a significantly good consideration to get in between 45 to 50 cents. And that's just how volatile these kind of coins are. It's moved up and down quick and fast. And at this point, though, the key takeaway is that we're starting to see some overextension signs. We've been moving 7 days in a row with very little correction. Bitcoin is too as well, keep that in mind. But furthermore, we also have this moving average percentile range here, essentially. Now, anytime we get this red bar, it's common the price action will pull back. And if you look at its history, the inverse applies too with the green. It's supposed to continue higher. This is a very poor representation. I'll explain more so on the smaller time frames, but it's basically just letting us know that we're in a massively overextended state. And that's the simple way to understand it. We can see it here is a little bit clearer on the 4-hour time frame, where the last time we had that kind of warning sign, the price pulled back. While it wasn't a significant margin, we got about a 6 or 7% correction over the next 24-hour period once that occurred. So hypothetically, we could see a very similar situation, 6 or 7%. That would allow us to fill our fair value gap here and put us in the local range, which once more, the local high is about 58 cents. We may actually see the price action pull back to fill its fair value gap and go higher. That's roughly what we're looking at. This would still respect the ascending trend line too, which is nice. Okay, so these are all positive signs. Until the ascending trend breaks, we got to presume it's going to go higher. But we also don't want to be ridiculous and just think that it's going to go to the moon, because I'm sure a lot of folks are telling you that. And that's fine that you if you want to believe that, but generally speaking, we haven't broken bullish completely in a lot of different ways with the market. Okay, so Bitcoin, until it corrects itself at least one more time, I'm always going to be on the edge of like things are going to pull back. I'm so used to Bitcoin just destroying people, typically on the weekends, for example, but more importantly, just in general, that it's hard to really trust these pumps. And it's not this coin that I don't trust. It's more so just the simple fact that it's a meme coin and Bitcoin hasn't corrected itself. So please understand that. And when I say, waiting for a better entry on a long position that may never happen, that's just the best advice anyone can give you, because that's how it's supposed to work in trading. Majority of the time, that's how it does work out. But right now on these euphoric parabolic runs, you kind of want to get some skin in the game too. So make sure you're adding to your spot bag. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to consider adding at about 58 cents. And if we get lucky around 51 to 48, those are also areas I'm interested in. But between now and then, it's probably best to presume that you don't want to short this coin. It's too high of a risk. The price will probably continue higher. But if Bitcoin corrects itself, the next logical stop would be 58 cents. And then secondary to that, the point of control here at about 55 cents also makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight all this on our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. It will be available for you here if you're not already familiar, because I always upload these right after my video goes live. So you'll be able to see that there if you want. And if you do want to join our Trading Academy community or Signals group, I've got pretty good option resources here as well in our Discord. It's been a phenomenal experience, and I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been an excellent part of my life. It's great to be able to interact with everybody in different ways. Last but not least, join us over at Bitunix too, folks. Links down below for our exchange. They are phenomenal. No KYC or VPN required. I recommend them highly. All right, folks. Have a good rest of your day. We look forward to seeing the next one. Take care out there. Bye-bye.